Called back into higher headquarters and trying to describe what happened. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. You had it through your through the special PS Plus thing program. Oh, fuck you. Not you, not you. I just got into a really tough spot right here. It would be nice if I could fucking get him to run up the fucking wall when I'm in a fucking fight. When I'm in a fight, he's like, hold on, man. I want to hang on this wall. They're shooting me. It feels kind of good. I'm like, bro, I need you to fucking move off that wall, bitch. He's like, but hold on a minute, bro. Hey, what you doing? I was getting a big fight with a control point. I almost fucking died. I thought it was nothing, and then it got really bad there. So why don't you take a look and see how much it's gonna cost you to boost it to the essentials or whatever? Not the essentials, but the next one up. I don't think you need to maybe get the premium. The premium would maybe not be a bad idea, but you should take a look and see the difference, because it looks like it's going to open up a few games for you. Wildlands, it's going to open up the Division 1 and 2. You know? I would see what I could do, but I think I got like $10 left for the month, if I'm lucky. Yeah, well, I can't update that game, and I'm not about to delete like fucking 100 gigs after installing it. That's retarded. I should have maybe not installed it to begin with, but I tried to save my character, but there's no save file on your console for this game. For the Division 2. There's no save file. It's saved online, not on your console. I mean, you can always what's the date today? So, I mean, I don't know if you'll have enough money coming up in the following week, but I think you can upgrade your account. I believe that's a thing. Yeah, but I mean, you want to play the Division, you want to play the Division 2 or whatever, you can get it. If it's what if it's like $20?
You know, have $5 for my name.
No, I mean in the coming week, you malaka, like you're gonna get money, right? At the beginning of the month?
No, it's been on games.
What are you talking about?
Why do I hear myself?
Probably because I'm using my camera.
Okay.
I mean, you don't even have to install the games to play them. Which means you'll be able to uninstall the Division 2, you'll be able to uninstall Ghost Recon Wildlands, and you'll be able to play them.
Oh.
Right? So, I mean, it's up to you.
Well, at this very moment, nothing can be done. So.
Well, I know now, but like in like fucking 5, 6, 7 days or something, maybe you get a couple bucks. I don't know. I guess it's easy to say whatever. Electronic device detected. It's funny that I fucking grabbed that so we could play games together, and we really haven't.
I know, because you're stuck in the weapons.
Look. Fuck Hunt. I don't have the update. They want like 30 gigs. It's fucking bigger than the bloody game itself. It's retarded. Everybody wants these massive updates. I'm afraid to see the Division updates. They're probably going to be like 80 gigs. It's retarded. Who the fuck can afford to download that much? You're going to be turning around, you got a 200 gig limit. You want to download your game and you got to update it. Fuck, you only get 2 weeks of playing and you got to take a break until the ISP says, yeah, you can download a little bit more. That's the fucking future. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I paid $10 a month for unlimited. The problem is I don't pay it every month, so sometimes the bill stacks. Like I'm at like $80 now. I guess I haven't paid in a while, so I gotta fucking throw some money on it on February, or they're gonna probably cut me out. To throw like $50 down in February. I'm streaming, by the way, if you want to watch. Fucking me just playing by myself. I've been a Tom Clancy fan my entire fucking gaming life since they've been coming out, since Rainbow Six 1, 2, 3, fucking Covert Ops, Black Ops, Vegas, New Vegas. Oh man, you should play the original Rainbow Sixes. You should try them out on PC. Where you have to set up, you gotta do a pre-setup. Nah, it's fucking, that's like the 20th installment of the fucking game, man. That's like 20 years in. That's 20 years in. No. The original's on PC. PC is back in the 90s. It's lit. It's crazy. Yeah, the originals, there's the whole storyline, there's a whole debrief, and then it's I don't have it installed. Hold on, I'll show you. I've been down. Fuck you for even suggesting that shit. Hey, relax. I'ma figure it out, okay? It's just a temporary fucking problem. Oh, somebody jumped on my stream. I was just curious if it was you or someone else. Here. Here's of what I got for games installed. Still to this day, even though I'm down to like only a couple games, it's still like, yo, let's TV. It's pretty dope, but you can pay like $5 a month to use it. But that's just to use it. They don't provide shit. Maybe they do, but I don't watch it. All I hear is some bitch that keeps yapping.
You're looking for Agent Kelso, she just left. I should have gone with her. But I'd only slow her down.
I do a very good job on the construction of the bodies now.
I ain't the motherfucker that took my little girl. Get to me. You can help us be in the debt. And I'll always pay my debts.
But do you see the lock on it? Yeah, anyone that's got a lock on it, that's a streaming game. Those are the ones with the locks. I don't have them installed. I can only stream them. But I own them because I did buy them, but I took them off my system so I could stream them to save the space, like Red Dead 2. And the fucking Star Wars Squadrons too. I was pissed about that one because that's a VR fucking Star Wars game. Do you see the lock? Yeah, you see a little lock on it. There's only like 5 or 6 games actually installed. Yeah. I own it, but actually we don't own shit. I got to use it for a little while, under the impression that I owned it. I thought about it, but Insano's not going to be too happy. Pardon? I know, and it's terrible. What? I don't know, does he? I've only ever seen him on that. Pardon? So now my X is a back button. That's good. My R3 is the forward button. Until I start getting attached to fucking walls and I can't get off them, and I'm like, get me off the fucking wall, and they're lighting me up, and I'm like on the bad side of the wall. He's like, but hold on, this is a good spot. I love this spot. Yo, matchmaking. Look, matchmaking free roam the entire fucking time. It's not installed. It's been a long time. I didn't even get to finish the game. I'm so pissed. I didn't really get into it too much. Nah, I played a little bit, but I didn't get into it. I don't know why. I just... What? It was pretty fucking pointless. It was like, oh, let's ride around on a horse with our buddies and shoot useless fucking people. Like, great. I did GTA 6 a lot online. Big time, big time. Whatever. I forget that we have different access to video game levels. But I talk too much shit to top guys, so you know, sometimes I get punished here. I can't help it though. Like, it just fucking... I'm not talking shit. It's just when I feel like I'm put in a corner and it's nothing but like disrespect and dismissal, like shit that I experienced back in school that I grew and earned my way out of with no instruction, and I start getting that shit again, I'm like, I'm super sensitive to it, and I'm starting to recognize that's where one of my sensitivities are. Fuck that, man. I busted my ass. I work my... Pardon? Well, but unfortunately, what happens in the world and what happens in your head and how you perceive, especially without like certain bases and cores to put it across, you know, I lived in a world that was very real, but doesn't really exist outside of like very specific parameters. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. It's weird. Pardon? What? Like most people follow shelters or some shit. Oh yeah, shelter, that's it. But I'm more experienced than a lot of people. You know, like despite that, like I said, I had my marksman qualification at 12 years old. A little bit. But not like that though. Like yeah, but no. Yeah, that's like society and civilization in a way it's almost meant to be. Like, if you want to partake in violence, you gotta do it through the government. If you want to partake in this, you gotta do it through this. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things. If you want to partake in actual life,
Not only that, to be able to have somebody understand what you
But, yo, we could...
conversation or maybe even the feelings of love.
Yeah, I guess to a degree. Yeah, but like two people can be in the same environment and have entirely different experiences.
Yeah, but you gotta get this one. Just talking to him right now.
Okay, here we go. That's not very easy. Head to the service entrance on the east side of the building.
Yeah. Yeah, but even still, like, military on military, they have issues with each other. It's fucking weird. To a degree. Yeah, not always, but... It seems to me. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm still fucking processing what I'm... You know, it almost seems like everybody and everything lies. Well, not dogs and shit. Dogs will just trick you for treats. Not to kill you.
Once you're inside, try to wait till you feel.
She was having an affair. Did you miss it? Hold on, let me see if I can get the camera there. I'm using the police station camera because I'm hooked up to my stereo. It is on right now. Can you hear it? Is it better?
She got mad. She went from being kind of victim and scared to being mad. So one day.
Oh no! What the fuck? I already have enough reasons for people to hate me. Are you kidding me? Because I use VR. I use VR. Virtual reality needs a camera in order to track the sensors on the headset, or it won't work, or turn on, at all. No! I'm using my fucking stereo. I'm using my stereo, so I have to put this on. Otherwise I have to put on my headset and I can't use my stereo, or I can't hear my sound properly. But like, this has a good sound to it, and I want to be surrounded and encompassed and embraced by the love of the sound.
The sheriff, who was the same one who investigated Bond's death, he didn't buy it, and so they made him.
You don't understand?
It apparently totally swayed the jury. They were like, you know what?
So I have speakers around.
He's found guilty and sentenced to 7 to 24
Okay,
years.
so like,
And so Paul goes to jail.
I use a computer monitor,
While he's in solitary confinement,
right?
or letters
Which means
are sent out all
I don't have any
over
speakers on my
Central
screen.
Ohio, and they're all being postmarked out of Columbus,
For what?
Ohio.
So I need to use an external source.
In solitary
On
confinement.
top of that,
in Lima.
I don't have a mic, unless my headset's plugged in.
Everybody believed that Paul was the guy. Even though he's like, how could I have been writing these letters? And so for 7 years, these letters are sent all over Central Ohio, you know, accusing the sheriff of this cover-up and condemning Mary for what she did. And then when Paul is up for parole, after 7 years, he stands before the parole board, and they deny him parole on the grounds that he was sending these letters. You know, he's like, how could I have been?
Nice. Got a few headshots there. That's good.
It's only a matter of time before somebody else
Thank
finds
you.
one.
Hyena Big Shot. Real
But
unpleasant.
following that
We need to
letter,
kill this
the
asshole.
letter stopped. And so for 3 years, Paul remains in jail until he's up for parole again. And since there haven't been any more letters, and no one found any more booby traps, Paul's granted parole. Paul would maintain his innocence all the way until 2012 when he passed away. So in 1993, which was the same year that Paul was released from prison, the very popular TV show Unsolved Mysteries decides to cover this story. As soon as they are beginning to do research on it, they receive a letter from an anonymous person, no return address, postmarked from Columbus, Ohio, written in the same style handwriting as the Circleville writer. It said, "If you come to Ohio, you El Sickos will pay." And so the staff and crew of the show had a decision to make. You know, is this a credible threat or not? Do we actually pursue this or not? And they ultimately decided that they had to do it now. And so they go into Ohio and they do their own research. They start questioning people that were involved in this case. And they come across a crucial piece of evidence that more than likely could have potentially kept Paul from going to jail. They discovered that there was another witness that was never brought forward despite she made herself available. She was not used in the trial and was basically cast aside. She was a bus driver. And she was on the same route as Mary. And before Mary went to that booby trap sign and ripped it down and was shot, this bus driver was ahead of her. And when she passed by, she saw there was a yellow, flashy El Camino sports car parked near the sign. And standing outside of the car near the sign was a man who did
For
not
15 minutes?
rush hour at all.
Like, how long's your trial for, though? Like an hour?
1993, they were like, really? Sheriff, like, nobody wanted to talk to me about this? She's like, yeah, I told them that I'm available and no one wanted to talk to me about it. So, Unsolved Mysteries, they air the episode and nothing comes of it. They don't get any more threats. There's nothing. It just gets aired. It's very interesting. And that's that. Really, at this point, you're left with a collection of people, the police included, that fundamentally believe that there is no mystery. It was Paul Freshour. He's the guy that wrote these letters, that set up the booby traps, and went to jail for it, and that's that. But there's another group of people that believe Paul didn't do this. He went to jail for something he didn't do. And one of those people is a journalist by the name of Mark. And it's a large number of people believe there are 3 additional suspects that should have been looked into, or should be looked into now, that could have been the writer. The first one is the superintendent of the school, the one that Mary was accused and then admitted having an affair with. The second was a co-worker of Mary's that apparently was infatuated with her. The third one was Paul Freshour's wife. So they were married when the Circleville writer drama unfolded, but they ultimately divorced. She left him and she ended up getting together with another guy. She's got a boyfriend, and the boyfriend matches the description of the guy standing next to the El Camino at that sign in 1983. And one of this guy's relatives owned a yellow El Camino. But nobody ever followed up. Police aren't looking into it. Paul Freshour's the guy. They're not looking into it. For me, the letters that got sent out all over central Ohio while Paul was in, solitary confinement, to me that is like the number one thing that makes me doubt that Paul wasn't the guy. Now, could he have been involved? Certainly. I think that that's definitely possible. But I think that more than likely what we're looking at here is there was more than one writer.
You went all the way to the top floor. Take the stairs to the right of the elevators and work your way up.
The whole thing is just very confusing. There's lots of people involved, lots of drama. It's like the most epic drama that's unfolded in the most obscure place in the country. But it is what it is. It's certainly a fascinating mystery. I would love to hear what your theories are. Was it Paul Freshour? Was it one of the 3 suspects that I just listed off that Martin Yan thinks it was? Or was it something else? I'd love to hear it in the comments. I'll do my best to go through the comments and respond to as many people as I can. If you enjoyed this story, please gently bash the like button and then subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of my 3 to 4 weekly uploads that look and sound an awful lot like today's story, the dark, strange, and mysterious. If you want to get in touch with me, you can message me.
Can you hear Mr. Ballin now or no?
Ballin416. I'm also very active on TikTok, where my handle is Mr. Ballin, same as my YouTube channel. Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you over on other channels or here on YouTube or all of them. But either way, I really appreciate your support. And until next time, see you guys. Every year, hundreds of people go missing inside of national parks all over North America. But of those hundreds of people, every year, a few of them go missing under very strange circumstances. And a man named David Paulides, who's a former police detective, has made it his mission to look into just the bizarre disappearances that are occurring all over North America in his series that's called Missing 411. So there are thousands of these strange cases inside of Missing 411 that David Paulides has poured tens of thousands of hours of research into. And he puts them into books, into documentaries, and so there's really no shortage of strange cases to look at. But as I begin my own research into Missing 411 and learn about these different cases, I have been pulling groups of stories that stand out to me as being particularly interesting or just fascinating or just strange, and I'm making videos to highlight those stories. And so I've already done one video like this where I highlighted 5 stories that I thought were particularly strange. You can find that in the description. I'll have a link to that video if you want to check that out. And so today I'm going to be looking at another 5 cases from the Missing 411 project that are just totally weird. Before we get into today's stories, if you're interested in strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, you've come to the right channel, because I post 3 to 4 times
sinkholes
all about
yeah?
strange, dark, and mysterious, like I'm promising to deliver today. And if that's your deal, I would ask you to please gently uppercut the like button, and then also subscribe to my channel and turn on all posts.
Okay, you know GTA 5?
Alright, let's get into the story.
GTA 5, right? Do you know the big mountain with the UFO?
So
You know it, right?
one really takes the cake, but just
That's Mount Shasta in the game.
has 2 experiences that are somewhat connected to each other. Very strange. On October 1st of 2010, this family, who decided to remain anonymous for the Missing 411 story, they go camping. And it's a 3.5-year-old boy, his older sister, and then the mom and the dad. And so they go camping at Mount Shasta in California, which is a popular camping site. The family loved to go camping. And so they're all sitting around the campfire, kind of hanging out at the campsite. It's getting late in the evening, it's 5, 6 o'clock. And the sister would say that she was looking at her brother, turned away for a second, and then looked back, and he was gone. And it was so sudden that she actually went to go look for him. Couldn't find him. So she went to her mom and her dad, and they started calling for their son, and they're looking all over the campsite. He's gone. Authorities show up, and they launch a full search. And for 5 hours, they have hundreds of people scouring this area,
everybody looks down.
the surrounding areas, and there's no trace of this boy. 5 hours later, they find him laying in a thicket on a trail that had been searched multiple times. And it wasn't like the thicket was like right by the side of the road. So if you search this trail, you found this kid. So meaning he couldn't have been there during the search. He must have arrived and they found him on this trail. Everybody was so happy that they found this kid who wasn't missing an arm that no one really looked into the fact that it doesn't make any sense that he was here. How did he get here? Where did he go? Where did he been? No one thought about that. They were like, we got the kid back. We're all happy. The parents are happy.
You're right. It could happen. It could be pretty quick like that.
Goes to the hospital. The doctor looks at the kid and says, you know what? He's fine. This is obviously a traumatic situation, but he's fine. Take him home. So the kid goes home with his parents, and pretty quickly the family went back to normal. They were obviously super grateful that they didn't lose their son. About 3 weeks after this whole ordeal, the boy is with his grandmother, who he called Cappy. And he looks at Cappy and he goes, I don't like mother. And so his grandmother, the real Cappy, she looks at him and she was like, what do you mean? Now, remember, this is a 3.5-year-old. Language skills, not the best, okay? But this story that he tells his grandmother, he had previously told his father. But the father had written it off as the ramblings of a 3.5-year-old. It wasn't until the grandmother told the father about the story that he was like, I've heard that story. And so the boy says, while he was camping, he turned and he saw Cappy. Come with him. So he loves Cappy and he goes with Cappy. child. So she's listening, horrified. He said, she brought me up to a cave. When we got into the cave, he said there were spiders and purses, women's purses. And he turned to look at Kathy, and he said that her head was glowing. And it was when he realized this is not Kathy, this is the other Kathy. And he said the other Kathy kept asking him questions. He didn't know the answers. So the other Kathy got frustrated and told him to leave, and pushed him out of the cave. And he said that he left the cave and wound up in the thicket, and that's when he was found. And so when Kathy goes and tells the father says, I've heard that story, they're like, that's so weird. Do you think there's any truth to this? Is there someone that looked like me, Cappy, that took the boy away? And so as Cappy and the boy's father are talking, Cappy feels compelled to share her own strange story about being on Mount Shasta. Because prior to this, the family, I think, the way they were looking at what happened is the boy wandered off, and he returned 5 hours later. But with the boy's story being kind of corroborated by
Found an ammo
the father who
stockpile.
heard the
I'm
same
gonna
story,
detonate it.
Cappy's like, I gotta share my story now because I don't know if it's connected, but I had a very strange experience on Mount Shasta as well a year ago. And she went camping a year earlier with her friend. And they go to a campsite on Mount Shasta, the place where the boy disappeared, and apparently saw the other Cappy. And so Cappy said that that night, they're sitting around the campfire, and she noticed that the eyes in the woods that were glowing, red eyes, she says. And, Cappy and her friend, they go camping all the time. And so they know there could be predators and animals all over the place. And so they grab their flashlights and they shine in the direction of the eyes. And they kind of keep the eyes guard away and don't let anything up. Over the course of the night, the eyes would keep showing up all around them. And every time they'd shine a light in their direction, they would vanish. Cappy and her friend are unable to get the light on this thing. They don't know what it is. And so they're very uneasy about it. But they decide, you know what? We're psyching ourselves out. It's just an animal that extinguished the news. And so they go to bed, sleep in their homes. She slept in a tent, and he slept in a camper. And they go to bed. The next morning, Cappy wakes up, and she's
That's what
laying
you
on
get, some sons of
outside of her
bitches.
tent.
Doing all right there,
Immediately, she
Kelso?
has pain
As long as
back
I'm not
in her
breathing
neck.
asbestos.
She reaches back,
Glass
she grabs
did a lot
her
of
neck, and
damage.
she feels there's a cut on the back of her neck. She doesn't know what it is. She looks up, and her friend is on the ground outside of his camper, face down as well. And so she gets up, she feels horrible and sick, like violently sick in fact, and she kind of staggers way over to her friend, who is laying there, and she can see too that he's got a mark on his neck. He gets up, he's like, what happened? And they assume that they had been bitten
I
by
lit him on
a
fire.
poisonous spider. That's actually what they believe. They was on both of their necks, and that it didn't cause them to be sick and delirious.
I'm getting pretty good with the aim with this pistol.
Camper tent, and they wound up on the ground. But now, as Kathy was telling the story, she was like, I don't know how to connect that experience with what happened to the boy, but I can't help but feel like something weird's happening on Mount Shasta. And it would turn out that, maybe they weren't wrong, because Mount Shasta is like a hotspot for missing 411 strange disappearances. And in fact, our next story is this Mount Shasta case.
I see how the no dead zone goes.
Carl Landers was a very experienced hiker.
So you see how this no dead zone goes. I just turned the dead zone off completely. Hunt has a dead zone, and they don't allow you to turn it off. It's probably sitting at like 20%. So like you got to move your stick X amount before it starts engaging, and then X amount more before it really starts to go, and it can throw you off because it's like it won't progress along a linear movement when you move your stick to adjust on the aim. It'll be slower and then faster.
High enough, so 14,000 feet, that it's not uncommon for people to stop at a point called Lake Helen, where, hikers can adjust to the altitude.
Sometimes controllers get something in them that can cause them to drift, so they have to put it, but it's nice when you can turn it off.
Camp out for the night and then summit the next day. So they head up in May of 1999, 3 of them. They get to Lake Helen and they set up their camp for the night. It was clear that Carl
That's one of the biggest complaints about Hunt Showdown is the dead zone.
Helen, weak, sick, and he thinks, I'm going to try to sleep it off tonight. I'll see how I feel in the morning. And so all here. I've been up basically all night. I'm going to just get up the last stretch here, summit this mountain, and then come back down and be done with it. And so his two friends, they didn't like the idea of splitting up, but Carl's an experienced guy. Yeah, I mean, he's only covering a distance of maybe 650 feet. Like, this is not some epic distance he's covering. It's basically like a day hike. So Carl leaves on his own. He leaves his backpack at the campsite, and his two friends would watch him as he kind of bent around the mountain, went up toward the summit, and that was the last time they ever saw him. The two friends would attempt to summit as well about 30 minutes later. One of them apparently had gotten sick overnight and said, look, I can't do this. And he stays in the camp. He's like, I'll be here. You know, we've already split up from Carl. Why don't you also go on your own, summit yourself, and I'll be here. I'll wait for Carl. I'll wait for the friend that does make the summit. He goes up.
Exceptionally dangerous. So here, why don't you just do it by yourself? I think that's a good idea. I'm a good friend to you, sir.
Expecting to see Carl back at the campsite. Back at the campsite with Helen, where the other sick friend is not left, is still there. And he says, hey, it's Carl, come back. And the friend's like, no, didn't you see him on the way up? Did you laugh at him? Like, what's he doing up there? He's like, no, I went up. I didn't see him on the way up. I didn't see him at the summit. I didn't see him on the way down. And they're thinking to themselves, like, thinking about the trail itself. It's incredibly open. There's almost nowhere to like fall. There's no crevasse. There's no sheer cliff. There's almost no vegetation really to obscure you. It just didn't make any sense that you could vanish a huge.
I knew it.
They never found anything. There was also 50 to 100 people in the area that day, and nobody knew where he went. No one saw him. No one had any idea what happened. They interviewed everybody there. No one knows what happened to Carl. The only clue that we have of Carl is the backpack that he left at Lake Helen before he made the summit run. Other than that, for 20 years, we have no clue what happened to him. None. So this next story is really creepy. One of the strange phenomena that inside of these missing stories.
What's that?
Is you have people that go missing really suddenly.
I guess, yeah, I can barely hear it.
They were pulled away at high speed, just ripped off the face of the mountain.
Yeah, I can barely hear it. For you? It's super low, and it's like down on the floor. But I got the mic down pretty low down there too, so.
Two very close friends that were also very experienced mountain climbers. And they decided they wanted to go hike Mount Rainier in Washington State, which is a huge mountain. And they were doing a climb that was fairly technical and fairly dangerous. It required the three of them to be tethered together on the same cable. And so as they're making this ascent of Mount Rainier, you have friend one in the front, friend two in the middle, and then Eric Lewis is the third guy on the line all the way down. And so the way it worked is the first
Is that rebar blocking my bullets?
if he wanted to rest, the other two climbers would keep climbing up to his position and take a rest with him. So he was kind of in charge of setting the pace of how quickly they were going to climb this mountain. And so over the course of the day, the first climber would stop periodically, and then the second climber and Eric would make their way up and wait and relax. All day that was happening. And then one time they come to a stop, and there's nothing weird happening. Nothing's happening to this point. Everything feels very normal. The first guy stops, the second climber gets up to him, and then Eric doesn't show up. So they pull on the line, and it's very light. They pull it up, and the rope is cut. Like, Eric's gone. And they're like, okay, only in an emergency would you cut the line. And so they just start immediately descending, because they're like, well, it just snowed. It would have been very easy to track his footsteps and cut the line. He must have had a reason. Let's follow his footsteps to wherever he went. But the only footsteps on the mountain were the ones walking up the cabin rope. Basically, Eric ends up walking up the footprints right behind the other two, and then the footprints just stop. There aren't footprints that go back down. It was like he was pulled off of the mountain. And so they start walking down, thinking they're going to run into him, but they don't. The weather gets bad enough that they ultimately abandon the hike. They go down and start looking for Jesus. They tell the authorities. They're looking everywhere. They can't find him. And then they discover this creepy cave that's like 200 feet down and away from where they were hiking. It would have been very hard to get to. Inside of this ice cave is Eric's gear. No Eric. And they've never found Eric's body was never recovered. No one has any idea what happened. So the last story is actually really two distinct stories, but they together make up a particular phenomenon that occurs inside some of these missing 411 cases. And that's when some creature takes a child and actually protects them. In 1868, a 3-year-old girl vanished abruptly from her father's camp in northern Michigan. The father noticed the girl was gone, hysterics, he enlists the help of a couple of professional hunters that were there with him. They go off looking for this girl, and after a couple of hours of looking, they start to hear what sounds like her voice. And she doesn't sound particularly distraught, but it's definitely a child's voice, and so they kind of cut through this big thicket, and out bursts this massive bear-looking thing that runs away from them. And they didn't shoot it or anything, they just saw this huge animal run away, and they're thinking the worst, because they're hearing this child, and now there's this huge animal that looks like a bear running away. And, you know, they go through the thicket, and they find this girl, who is totally unarmed, who was in this kind of clearing within the thicket, where clearly this bear creature had been with her. And you know, the father is elated, he scoops up the child, and the child seems unhurt, and he asks her, like, where have you been? What happened? And she says, oh, Mr. Wolf took me here, and Mr. Wolf was feeding me berries, and Mr. Wolf was playing with me. Maybe it was a bear or a wolf or something, but some animal had taken her, brought her into a thicket, and had not harmed her. And so the other instance occurred in 1955, when a family that was made up of mother, father, and their 8 kids were staying in this camp in Montana, and they had all these different tents set up for all their kids, and some of the older kids were staying in one of the tents with their 2-year-old sister, Ida, while the parents were working and the kids were doing, and the older kids were sitting deep inside the tent, and near the entrance to the tent is where Ida May, the 2-year-old, was sitting. The tent is open, the cloud is open in the tent, and as they're sitting there, the older kids would later say that a bear wandered past, reached in, grabbed Ida May, and scooped her up into its arm. Now, a bear does not do this with its arm. They described it like this. The bear was holding Ida like this and ran away on 3 legs instead of 4. Kids are freaked out because they just saw a bear take their 2-year-old away. Basically, hysterical. They sprint up to their mom and dad. They tell them what happened. And the parents just have no idea how to react to this. They obviously get in touch with the authorities. They launch the search. And as they're doing the search, you know, police are asking the kids, describe to us again what you saw. Like, feeling our sister like this. And they were like, gotta be more descriptive. Bears can't do that. So the person was a hairy person. The police just didn't buy it. It was a bear. And so 2 days go by, and they haven't found this child. And so the family obviously is thinking the worst. They're absolutely grief-stricken. And then one of the searchers finds the girl. And they find her about 300 yards away from the camp. She was inside of a very intentionally built structure. It was a crudely built fort right against the riverbed. And inside it was like a den. And she was in there, and she was totally unharmed, and she was perfectly fine. And they around and they ask her, like, you know, what happened? And she's 2. But she says, Mr. Bear fed me berries. Mr. Bear kept me here. Mr. Bear cuddled me. That's all we have. We don't know what this creature was, what bear is able to pull its arm in like this, but she felt totally unthreatened by it, and to this day we don't really know if that was a bear or something else, but whatever it was, it didn't harm Ida, and Ida never felt threatened by it. These stories are just a fraction of the literal thousands of strange cases that David Paulides covers in his Missing 411 project. So if you enjoyed this video and you might want to see more content just like this, I would encourage you to gently uppercut the like button, and then subscribe to my channel.
Oh, I missed the headshot kill. Whoops.
You don't miss any of my 3 to 4 weekly uploads of content just like this. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can message me on Instagram. My handle is JohnBallin416. I'm also very active on TikTok. My handle is Mr. Ballin over there. I go live on TikTok almost every day of the week at around 10 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you on other platforms or on YouTube or all of them. Either way, I really appreciate your support.
I'm not going to hit anybody with that
guy.
guy.
Guys, until next time, talk to you later. On April 18, 1999,
Not what I was trying to do.
Christopher Case's apartment, and they discovered his body. The coroner came in and was able to determine in relative short order that Christopher had died of natural slap the like button and then subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of those weekly uploads. Alright, let's get to the story. By early 1999, Christopher Case was living his best life. He was 35 years old. He had moved out to Seattle to pursue a career in music, and he had landed a job at a music company in Seattle. And he had risen to the rank of executive at that company. He was incredibly fit, and he was known for being in the gym 7 days a week. He would vitamins, took his health very seriously. He had loads of friends, people that he liked, and he was very close with his family. And, you know, despite all that, despite his popularity and his success, he had been single for years. And even though he was not actively seeking a companion, his friends and family were continuously trying to set him up for dates. But Chris would prefer to not go on a date and just stay home by himself and listen to music. Because Chris had an obsession with a very specific type of music. He loved music from ancient times, specifically from Egypt. So he would stay home instead of go out on dates and, you know, crush ancient Egyptian music. That was like his idea of a great night. On April 11th, 1999,
Oh, fuck yeah.
on a business trip. Part of his job required a ton of travel. And he was on a trip with a couple of his coworkers, who were also friends of his. They go out to San Francisco, and on the 11th, they decide to go for dinner that night. And one of his coworkers decides to bring along a friend who was someone that lived in the area to get to dinner. And one of them has their friend, who's a older woman, very attractive, very kind of intense-looking woman. She was about 20 years older than Chris, I would guess. And she sits down, and the four of them are just kind of having a nice conversation. And at some point, the older woman really takes an interest in Chris. And Chris takes an interest in her. And it turned out that they had a lot in common. And then she actually admitted to him that she was really into music.
I really do, eh?
Times, and actually has a specific interest in music from ancient Egypt. And so to Chris, it's like, how can this be? You know, this is my passion. I love that type of music. And they really hit it off. Now, Chris was not looking for any sort of romantic involvement with this woman. He was just so excited to talk about something he loved. And so all night,
I think that's quiet now. There we go. Okay. What were you saying?
chatting it up, and they're super into each other. He was looking at her purely from a platonic sense, but it was becoming
Oh, you could hear it all right? Yeah.
Chris was
Fucking
realizing
crazy.
that she was looking at him with a romantic angle. She was interested in Chris. And in fact, right as he's kind of realizing this, she asks him if he wants to leave.
Are you watching the fight or no? Did you watch the fight?
And he politely declines because he's not interested.
Are you on my...
He loved chatting with her about music and other things they had in common. But he
It's all
wasn't
pixels and shit?
romantically. And she became a little more aggressive. He said, no, come on, let's get out of here. I got a place
Bike
to go.
ride?
We can go listen to music. And
Yeah, but wasn't it doing that while I was in the menu?
saying no, but she wouldn't let it go. And so finally, as she's literally trying to get him to say yes, he says, hey, you know what?
I'm only
I've got a
streaming it
lot
at 360 though.
So he stands up to leave, and the woman
Try
goes
lowering your
very
quality on your
she's
YouTube.
friendly to very angry at Chris. And she looks at him and kind of abruptly
Like
says,
take it off auto and just drop it.
Get down there and take care of them. I got Eleanor.
So the next morning on April 12th, Chris gets up and he heads to the airport. He flies back to Seattle. When he lands in Seattle, he calls his friend Sammy, who was one of his very close friends back when he lived on the East Coast. He just wanted to share this weird experience with a close friend, and so they're kind of laughing about the whole thing. Neither of them are taking the curse seriously at all.
The hell is that
Like,
thing?
you really dodged a bullet. It's good you did not go home with her. So, in good spirits, Chris hangs up the phone with Sammy, and for the next 24 hours, Chris would fall right back into his regular daily life in Seattle. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. But all that would change starting the night of April 13th, which would have been 48 hours after his encounter with this woman in San Francisco. So Chris lives alone. He doesn't have pets. And he gets into bed that night, and he's laying there, and before he falls asleep, he hears whispering coming from outside of his bedroom in the kitchen area, kind of near the front door. And he's thinking to himself, like, I didn't just hear whispering. What? No one's in here. What's going on? And he's hearing the whispering, and then it kind of stops. And before he gets up to investigate, he's like, okay, I probably was just hearing things. That wasn't real. He's just kind of laying there trying to go to sleep, and then he hears it again. Except now it's not coming from the kitchen area. It's coming from a separate area in his apartment outside of the room he's in. And so now he's wondering, like, did someone sneak into my house? Like, is there a burglar in my house right now? And so he quietly gets out of his bed, walks over his door, he opens it up, and you can still hear the whispering that's coming from like his laundry room a little ways away. As soon as he opens the door and he pokes his head out, the whispering stops. He's just standing there like looking around, like hoping that there isn't anything in his apartment. And out of the corner of his eye, near the front door, he sees something dash across his periphery. Like a shadowy figure basically darts across the room. And so he looks over and he's immediately afraid that it really is a burglar in his room. And as he's looking, he's turning the light on next to him, he's looking around, he starts hearing the whispering again, and now it's going to another section of his house. So he just starts turning on all the lights and looking around and trying to like make sure no one's in his apartment. He's not even thinking about the whispering, he's just looking for the shadowy figure that he saw run past him. And so he's looking all over his apartment, all the lights are on, it's a small apartment, and as soon as he feels comfortable that the door's locked still, everything's locked, and there's nobody here, that's when he realizes that whispering is still happening. So he turns back around, and now the whispering's coming from his bedroom where he was. So he walks over to his bedroom, looks inside, and he can't pinpoint the whispering. But he keeps hearing it and walking to wherever it's coming from. And as soon as he gets near it, the whispering stops. And he's thinking to himself, like, am I dreaming? Is this a dream? Am I losing my mind? Did somebody slip me something like last night? Like, what's wrong with me? So he has this horrible night where he's up all night chasing down whispers in his apartment that keep vanishing, and then seeing shadowy figures running around and lurking in corners, but he can't ever see them when he looks at them. And so the next morning on April 14th, when the sun comes up, he hasn't slept. The first phone call he makes is to Sammy, his friend, and he's totally panicked. And we know about this phone call because Sammy would tell police of all her interactions with Chris over the course of this week. She would say that he was totally panicked. And she even thought, as she's taking this phone call, that it's just so weird that Chris is scared of the ways it is in his apartment, like figures moving around in his apartment, because it's so unlike Chris. He's, definitely a skeptic. He's just like he's a no BS kind of guy. So the idea that he would suddenly be terrified of something paranormal running around his apartment just seems so unlike him. But as she's listening to him, he was so scared about what was in his apartment. He knew it wasn't a person because he looked everywhere. There was no people. And that's the only reason he didn't call the police, is because he didn't want to tell the police that some shadow figure that's whispering in my apartment is harassing me. Like, what are the police going to do? So Sammy hangs up the phone with Chris after trying to reassure him and just hopes that whatever that was doesn't happen again. But unfortunately for Chris, the night of the 14th now, he's going to bed again, and he starts hearing the whispers, and immediately he's out there looking, lights on. He's looking for these whispers. They keep disappearing. He can't find the source. He's getting frustrated. He's scared. He keeps seeing that thing dart around his apartment. Except this night, he also noticed that he would look, and he could get close enough to where he could break out the silhouette of what looked like a person, like lingering in the corner of his apartment, but he'd go closer to it and it would disappear. It was like the manifestations of what he was seeing, the whispers and this figure running around his apartment were becoming more vivid. But he's also thinking, like, I didn't sleep the night before. This could be my imagination. Like, I don't know if this is happening, but he's spiraling, and he knows it. So the next day on the 15th, he doesn't call Sammy, but he calls a couple of his other friends that are anonymous, and they would all tell police that they got a similar story that Sammy had gotten that first night after the 14th. No matter what was happening, Chris believed it was happening, and Chris was terrified. This wasn't even the worst of it yet. So that night on the 15th, Chris gets in bed, and now he's barely slept for 2 consecutive nights, and he's determined to just go to sleep. That he's trying to tell himself that everything that you've experienced the past couple nights is probably brought on by stress. It's brought on by now certainly a lack of sleep. So he's telling himself, like, just go to sleep. Just get in bed and go to sleep. So he gets in bed and he's laying there and he does fall asleep. But he wakes up in the middle of the night and he can't move his body. He's paralyzed. He can't move. He's totally awake. And he starts hearing whispering. And now his level of fear is so high. past 2 nights, he's heard that whispering in his apartment, and he's seen that figure moving around his apartment. And so he's laying there in darkness, because he went to bed in darkness, and he starts hearing whispering outside his room, and it stops. And then he starts hearing whispering inside of his closet, and it stops. And then he hears whispering right underneath his bed, and he can't move. And he's just laying there praying that nothing horrible is going to happen to him, that this is just a dream. And then out from underneath his bed, right next to him, he can only turn his eyes. This black figure, this shadowy black figure emerges right next to his bed. And it's looking down at him. He can't make out any facial expressions, but he can clearly define, a figure is hovering over him. And it reaches down and puts its hands around his neck and begins to throttle him. Chris is gagging. He can't breathe, but he can't move. And at some point, the thing begins to lift him off of his bed by his neck and then throws him back down, and then the figure vanishes. Chris still couldn't move. He's choking to breathe, but he can't move, and he's just waiting for this thing to come back. And he knows that more than likely, whatever this is probably going to kill him this night. So he's laying there just thinking, oh my God, I'm about to die, I'm about to die. But the thing doesn't come back, and Chris can't move, and at some point Chris, probably out of just pure, adrenaline crash or something, he falls asleep. And so when Chris wakes up and he can move again, he notices there's blood inside of his bed and on his sheets. Then he looks at his hands, and at the tips of all 10 fingers are these incisions, like someone had intentionally cut open the top of every finger, something he certainly didn't do. And his bed is covered in blood from these 10 cuts on his hands. And then he feels his neck, he feels tendons. It turns out he had marks on his neck. It was all bruised up from this thing choking him out, and it brought him back to, that really happened. He's now, actually in fear for his life. Chris immediately calls Sammy and tells Sammy everything that happened, and Sammy can't believe any of it. She felt helpless because she's on the other side of the country. She can't help him, and Chris is just petrified. He's he can barely speak, he's unable to articulate what's happening. He's describing these cuts on his hand and his neck, but there's no one in his apartment, and Sammy's trying to get him to call the police, but Chris is I can't call the police. What am I going to tell him?
So yours is still on trial, right? Does it say how long it is? Is it 60 minutes?
They're going to think I'm crazy. Chris decides he's going to approach.
Yeah, the trials are typically 60 minutes. Pardon? The trial is 3 days?
There was a religious bookstore right near his house that he figured might have some things.
Hold on, let me finish this.
Possession, demons,
Let's see.
cult. He goes in there and he kind of awkwardly approaches the store owner and is looking for books about demons and witchcraft and how to protect yourself against that. And the guy points him towards a section of the store. So Chris goes over there, he scoops up a whole bunch of books. He also buys a whole bundle of crucifixes. So at least 10. So he's got all these crucifixes, he's got all these books about demonic possession and witchcraft. He buys all of that and he leaves and goes back to his apartment. When he gets back, after doing some research, he ends up putting these crucifixes all over his apartment, every room. He draws a line through his apartment against the basement wall in the house.
This is going to come pretty soon when I kick my mic.
Pile up little piles. She calls his landline as a
It's certainly better than that, and it might even be less now because you're sitting in the menu.
And Sammy, who's been speaking to Chris, and other friends that have been speaking to Chris, everyone's concerned about his mental health and what's going on with him. When she doesn't get Chris to pick up his phone, she calls the police. And she says, hey, I'm concerned about my friend. Can you do a welfare check on this guy? And they go over to his apartment, and it's locked. And they kind of look in the windows, and everything just seems kind of quiet. And so they leave, and they tell Sammy, hey, look, it's locked. We can't really do anything. Let us know if you don't hear from him in the next couple of days. And so that was it. And so Sammy's super concerned. So she goes to work on the 17th. And when she gets back, she has a voicemail.
What is it with the south side of the countries that are always like better at defending themselves and being more aggressive, and then the northern countries are more docile?
Scared. He's really scared. This time, he is
Like North India, they don't have any of the temples. They mostly got torn fucking down.
says to Sammy on the voicemail, he's under
South
attack,
India, on the other hand,
that tonight they're gonna kill me, and there's nothing I can do.
they've
As
got
soon as
all
she's
of
done
their
listening
stuff.
to the message, Sammy calls Chris.
They've got all their
She can't get in
temples.
touch with him. She knows she just talked to the police.
And the temples are like not just about the gods. The temples are about life
Wait till tomorrow.
and things that you'll experience that people don't talk about.
And so she just decides
You know?
that she's going to go to bed and she's going to try calling him again on April 18th. On the morning of April 18th, Chris didn't show up for work. And word got back to Sammy, who was already going to reach out to Chris that morning anyways, but the friends and family are talking about what's going on with Chris. And so word got back to her that
I
Chris
won't have 3 hours allocated at the
and so
moment
she calls Chris, he's not
to dedicate to that trial with
now she
you.
calls the police back and she says, hey, we were there yesterday,
Because, you know,
it was locked, but he hasn't shown up for work today.
one of the
Everybody's
furry
concerned
friends
about him.
has to
Please go over and check.
empty a chamber, I'm
Police go
sure.
back over to Chris's apartment, and this time the front door is unlocked. They go inside and they're met with this very strange scene.
Oh,
They have all these crucifixes.
okay.
They go inside.
I'll rewind it a
Back
bit.
over to Chris's apartment, and this time the front door is unlocked. They go inside, and they're met with this very strange scene. You know, you have all these crucifixes that are on the wall. You have the salt.
Yeah,
and lights
right now,
around the
because
house.
somebody's going to have to
There
empty
are
the
all
chamber
these
soon.
candles that have
You know what I
burned
mean?
down to the wick.
The furry
There are
friend
little scraps of paper all over the
is going to have to go for a jaunt through the
little
wilderness
messages that
of
Chris
the
was
local
leaving all
areas
over the house,
to drain a main vein
warding off spirits
and drop a nugget or
demons.
two.
I mean, it just looked like out of a Hollywood set for some demonic movie or something. And they search the house, and there's no sign of Chris. They're yelling for him. There's no sign of him. And they make their way into the bathroom where they discover Chris's body. Chris was in his bathtub. No water in the bathtub. He's fully clothed. There's all these candles all around the outside of this bathtub. There's, more crucifixes and weird relics that are in the bathroom with him. And he's on his knees, and he's slouched up against the wall with his hands kind of tucked against his chest. He had no external injuries. He was just dead. And so the police take Chris's body, and the coroner comes in and does a report, and it comes out that Chris died of natural causes. He died of a heart attack. And so when friends and family saw that that was his cause of death, they didn't buy it. They're like, I don't know how to describe what happened to him. But over the past 7 days, Chris went from this happy, healthy, successful guy to a complete raving paranoid lunatic. And no one knows why. It's certainly possible that it was just a very poorly timed heart attack, mixed in with someone having a psychotic break. Or some people say that he really was cursed by that woman in San Francisco, and that was the result. She said, you're going to die within the week, and he literally died within the week. And he described regularly over the phone to his friends and family as this was happening, these horrible experiences at night with these shadow beings in his room and it attacking him. It's just this crazy story that to this day leaves friends, family, and investigators baffled. So I'd love to hear in the comments what you think happened to Christopher Case. Was this a natural death, or was this something else? Let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to go through and respond to as many as I possibly can. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this one, I would encourage you to gently slap the like button and then subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of my weekly 3 to 4 uploads that look an awful lot like
I've already
videos.
done this mission.
If you want to get in touch with me, you can message me on Instagram. My handle is JohnBallin416. Also, I'm very active on TikTok, where my handle is Mr. Ballin, so the same as my YouTube channel. I also go live on TikTok Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So I'd love to see you over there, or on Instagram, or on YouTube, or all these different places. But no matter where I see you, I really appreciate your support, and that's going to do it, guys. Until next time, take care. It is an unfortunate reality of being human and living on planet Earth that sometimes people go missing without any clue as to what happened to them. One day they're here, the next day they're gone. There's no clear indication of what happened. And despite everybody else's best efforts, nothing is ever find more information out. You could find out what happened to your loved one, to your friend, to your colleague. But many times, people never get that. These people just go missing, and that's it. But in some cases where people suddenly go missing, they'll turn up again. Sometimes days, weeks, months, years later, in totally different locations from where they went missing. But sometimes, in very rare circumstances, these people that go missing will reemerge days, weeks, months, years later, not having any idea how they got there or what happened to them. And so today I'm going to share 3 of these reappearance stories. The first 2 are the most well-known. They're very famous. And the third one is not as well-known, but equally as intriguing. But before we get into today's 3 stories, if you're a fan of strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in a story format, then you've come to the right place, because that is all I do, and I upload 3 to 4 times a week, if not more. So if that's something you'd be interested in, I would encourage you to please gently perform a lobotomy on the like button, and then subscribe to my channel, turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my 3 to 4 weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into the stories.
What's that? Oh, him? Yeah. When he signed a contract with,
In 1978, a 23-year-old
Amazon or
named
some
Stephen
shit?
Kubacki was attending a college called Hope University.
So you need like
in Michigan.
Amazon
It's a
Prime in
small
order to
Christian
like
school
get
where
all of
he was
this stuff
studying
now.
German and history. Stephen was a little more free-spirited than the typical student enrolled at Hope University, which is very conservative. He was a big-time outdoor enthusiast, and he loved to go skiing. In February of 1978, which was just months before Stephen was set to graduate, he decided he wanted to go on a solo ski trip around the Lake Michigan area. And so this area was known as the Lake Michigan Triangle. It's also known as just the Michigan Triangle, and it's an awful lot like the Bermuda Triangle, which is in that northern section of the Atlantic Ocean where planes and boats have gone missing over the years kind of inexplicably. Well, the Michigan Triangle is like that. And starting in the late 1800s, there were all these disappearances that started occurring in the Michigan Triangle area. And so Stephen was going to be skiing around the Lake Michigan area, and so he would be in the Michigan Triangle. Now, he had told his friends and his family that he was just going out for a day trip, and Stephen was a very accomplished outdoorsman, excellent cross-country skier, so really no one bats an eye when he decides to go out and, go ski. No one even thought twice about it. They're like, all right, cool, we'll see you tomorrow. A day after Stephen had left for this ski trip, some snowmobilers were out in the Michigan Triangle area, and they spotted a trail of ski tracks that led up to the edge of the lake, where at the edge of the lake were a set of skis and 2 ski poles, just stopped abruptly, and they see that this looks like someone might have fallen into the lake. Now, there weren't any clear breaks in the lake itself, but they figured it was worth telling police and to at least let them know in case they're looking for someone who might have gone missing in the area. And so it was around this time that Stephen Kubacki's friends and family started to recognize that he wasn't back yet, and he should have been. And so they end up calling in an official missing persons report because he should have been back. And so the 2 things happened in tandem. You have the snowmobilers that have found the ski poles and the skis, and you have the missing persons report that's come out for Stephen Kubacki, and immediately they're connected, and this massive search effort is launched with a focus on where those skis and the poles were found. Now, they looked everywhere, but it was like his tracks went right up to the edge of the lake and then just stopped. There weren't any more tracks on the lake. There were no breaks in the lake. There's nothing there. It was like he just suddenly either went into the ground or just vanished somehow. And so as hundreds of people have descended on this area to look for Stephen Kubacki, his backpack shows up right next to his skis and ski poles. That was the first place that everybody went, and his backpack wasn't there. And they didn't really even know how to investigate it. It was just this weird phenomenon where all these people are like, I guess it just must have been there the whole time. They just didn't have a good answer for it. And so after a long and very elaborate search, ultimately they had to call it off. And so they told family and friends that what must have happened is he got out of his skis and put everything down, went onto the lake, and it cracked and he fell in. And so that's what everybody believed. Why wouldn't they? 15 months go by, and Stephen's father hears a knocking on the door. Who's at the door? Stephen Kubacki. And when he sees his son, he can't believe it because he believed his son was dead. But Kubacki has no idea, Steve has no idea how much time has passed. He saw a newspaper, Stephen saw a newspaper at his father's house, and it showed that it had been 15 months since he disappeared. He asked his father, like, how can this be? And he told Stephen, you were near Lake Michigan, 700 miles away. How did you get here? And Stephen's like, I woke up in a field about 40 miles from here, and I went to, my aunt's house, your sister's house, and she brought me here. And no one had any idea how he got there, or why he was in the field in Pittsfield to begin with. In addition, Stephen had on clothes that he didn't recognize. He had a new backpack that had maps and all sorts of kind of like trinkets from different parts of the country. He had been to apparently San Francisco, Sacramento, all over California, Chicago to Utah. He's been all over the country, according to the things that are in the backpack. He had $40 in cash, he had new sneakers, new glasses, and he had a t-shirt on from a Wisconsin marathon that says he was a participant. And one of the only things that Stephen would say to the media, because he basically swore off the media and he didn't want to give a story to anybody, he just said to one of the news outlets that he felt like he had been doing a lot of running. But other than that, we don't know what he was doing for 15 months, and apparently he doesn't either. In early 2018, Danny Filippaitis was a 49-year-old firefighter living in Canada. He had a wife, he had 2 kids, he was happy, healthy, successful, and every year he and his colleagues at the firehouse would go on a ski trip to New York, where they would go skiing at a mountain called Whiteface. And so on February 7th, 2018, Danny and his 7 colleagues are at Whiteface. They're enjoying themselves. Danny was an avid skier. Like, this is something he really looked forward to, was his annual retreat to Whiteface Mountain. And it was getting to be lunchtime, and his 7 colleagues said, hey, let's go down to the lodge and get a bite to eat. Danny was just having a great time on the mountain, and he was like, I'm going to just do a couple more runs. I'll meet you guys in about 30 minutes or so. I'm going to do a couple more runs before lunch. So they go down to the lodge, and Danny continues to do a couple more runs. And so after an hour or so, and Danny still hasn't shown up at the lodge, his 7 colleagues had finished eating, and they're like, you know what, I bet Danny just decided he wanted to skip lunch, and he's probably just fine. And so they end up just going out and skiing the rest of the day. But by the end of the night, when the mountain is starting to shut down, they're all checking their phones for messages from Danny. They haven't gotten anything from him. They haven't seen him.
Hey, somebody invited me to a party. Do you mind if I invite them in real quick to see what they want?
Make sure that he's there. Maybe he got sick and he left, something like that, and the resort was
I
attached
met him
to
on
Ghost
Street Family on Ghost Story. He might be coming to play Division 2 or something. I'm not sure.
They found his car, and his car was still there. They went to the front desk. They explained the situation. They ended up going in the room, checking to see if he was in there. He wasn't, but all of his personal belongings are still inside of the room. So Danny, who has not shown up after going skiing this additional run, clearly hasn't left the mountain because his car is still here, his cash, his passport, everything is in his room, but no one knows where Danny is. And so they launched this massive search for Danny. And I mean, this day it was so crowded at Whiteface. There's so many people there, and also it had snowed a ton before they even started skiing that day, so it would have been very difficult to move very far off the mountain, let's say, if someone wanted to. I mean, just there was too much snow on the ground, so they couldn't have gotten very far. And there were lots of people there that they could interview to say, have you seen this man?
Was it good before?
And today? No one had seen him, and there was no sign of him. Despite this massive search effort, no one has any idea what happened to him. The authorities call off the search, and they tell his loved ones and his friends that Danny must have succumbed to the elements. That's the only explanation we can give. We can't find him now because the snow's pretty deep. But hopefully,
what's up, Mexican? How you doing?
We'll be able to launch another search and we can recover his body. And so that's the news that's passed to his wife, to his kids, to his friends, and it's just devastating. And then a couple days later, Danny's wife is home, trying to adjust to this awful new normal, and she gets a phone call from a number she doesn't recognize. And she picks it up, and it's a little bit hard to hear, but she immediately recognizes her husband's voice. And she can tell right away that there's something wrong. Like, he's not making sense. She's like, Danny, is that you? Is that you? And Danny's like, I don't know where I am. I don't know how I got here.
I'm playing in Division 2
so she immediately tells him, you have to call the police. You have to call the police. They have to come get you. And finally he agrees and he hangs up. The police receive a phone call from Danny, and he doesn't know where he is. He's saying that, my wife told me to call you. I'm very confused. I don't know what's going on.
Is it
and they
bad?
ask him to
Really
describe
bad? Maybe
where
I have
he
to
is. He
unplug
starts
it back
describing
in.
what's around him, and police are able to, eventually pinpoint where he is. And it turns out he was near Sacramento, California, 2,900 miles away from Whiteface Mountain. Even more strangely, when the police go to collect Danny, he's still wearing his ski gear, winter jacket, winter pants, ski boots on. He even still had his goggles on his head. And he has a haircut. He has a fresh haircut. And he has a brand new phone, a brand new iPhone. But he had no money. He had no wallet. He had no internet. And when you got your haircut, why didn't the person cutting your hair let someone know that a man who's visibly confused wearing ski gear is getting a haircut? So it's just a totally strange mystery that Danny, to this day, and anybody that knows Danny, and friends, the investigators, everybody, no one knows how he got there. How does a guy without a car, without any money, wearing ski gear, go from New York to Sacramento, California, somehow get a haircut and buy a new phone, and then just suddenly come to and be like, oh, that's right, I'm Danny, and I'm going to call my wife and let her know where I am now. Like, it was just crazy. So this last story was documented in the official American Ethnology Report from 1897, 1898. Although the story is, well documented in this report, the location is unclear. People have speculated that it's either Ireland, Scotland, or Wales. So just take this with a grain of salt that the location is not known. It's an older story, but it was officially documented in an official report. In 1898, a 12-year-old boy was playing at this river that ran near his house. He was out in the forest playing to this river, and he had a bow and arrow, and he was practicing shooting his bow and arrow. And after a little while, he got bored of his bow and arrow, and he went to the stream itself, and he started to build a little dam in the river to try to catch some fish. And as he's building this thing up, he's down on his knees building up this little dam in the river. He notices someone is walking down the river towards him, and he looks up, and he would describe this person as looking normal. A normal-looking stranger. It's a gentleman who shows up. He's wearing a nice suit. He walks over to Wofford, and he apparently just came out of the woods. And he says, hey, what are you doing? And the boy, he's like, oh, I'm making this fish trap. And he's like, man, that looks like a lot of work. Like, you should take a break. And the boy's like, yeah, I guess I can take a break. And the gentleman just says, well, if you want, while you're taking this break, you can come to my house. It's just up past the bend here. My family's there. You can have a meal with us, and then you can come back and finish your fish trap. And so, this is a different time. This is the late 1800s, and I'm not suggesting that at the time it was totally cool to go with strangers into weird houses in the forest, but the boy felt compelled to say yes. He didn't want to be rude, and maybe his fear of strangers is less extreme than it is, for us today in 2020. And so he agrees to go with the man. They make their way up past the river into the forest a little bit, and they come up to this cabin. Now, the boy played in the woods here, and he had never seen this house before. But he's not too concerned, because as soon as he gets to the house, this cabin in the woods, he sees that the lights are on, and he hears kids playing inside, and a close family friend of his family's is sitting on the porch talking to one of the other apparently family members of the stranger. And so the boy's put at ease, and he says hi to the family friend, and the family friend, waves back. The boy goes inside, and he sees that this family has a couple of kids roughly his age. They're playing, goofing around. They have dinner, this wonderful meal, and the boy Wofford is like, man, this is so great. And after the meal, he lays down and falls asleep. He kind of loses track of time. The boy falls asleep in this cabin. And so he wakes up early the next morning, and he feels horrible because he didn't mean to fall asleep, and he didn't tell anyone from his family where he was going. And he's thinking, man, they're going to be so worried about me. And so as he's getting up to leave, the stranger is already awake, the one that had met him down by the river and called him up to the house. And the boy says, hey, can you walk me down back to the river? And the stranger's like, I can take you part of the way down, sure. So the two of them, they're having small talk, and the boy's thanking the man for his generosity. And so as they're walking, they're passing by an orchard on one side and a cornfield on the other. And it's this beautiful morning, the sun's just coming up, and boy, remember
How's my mic now?
how beautiful the setting was. But he also was thinking, like, I don't even know where I am right now. I'm assuming he's walking me back to where I live. But this doesn't look familiar at all. And the stranger stops. They get to almost a junction right at the end of the orchard and of the cornfield. And the stranger tells the boy, Wofford, he says, hey, just go straight. You're going to turn down this way. You turn back, and you'll be at the river again where we met. And the boy thanks the stranger. And the stranger turns and starts walking back towards his cabin and says, hey, good luck, see ya. And the boy starts following the man's directions.
Is it the same shit or better?
Wofford, as he's walking, following the stranger's directions, he's suddenly curious and turns around to look back at this strange person who had brought him up to the house and had now brought him back. And he's stunned because suddenly the orchard and the cornfield are not there. There is no orchard or cornfield. It's just deep, dark forest. And he's like, what's going on? He turns back and there's a search party, or it looks like a search party, running up to him. Part of the search party is the family friend that he had seen at the house. The boy's like looking at these people running towards him, like they're running to him. And he recognizes the family friend, and he can tell they're like urgently looking for him. And he felt bad because he knows he slept over for the night. So he's like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, where have you been? And the boy turns to the family friend and he's like, didn't you tell them I was with you? The family friend said, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, the house with the family. We ate dinner together last night, and the guy, the family friend, was like, I've been looking for you the past several days. What'd you family? You've been gone for 3 days. The boy is wondering what. And as he's describing the kind of general vicinity of where this cabin was, kind of pointing back up towards where it was and describing it from where the river was, the family says to him that since you've been missing, we've heard rhythmic drumming non-stop coming from the section of the forest that you just described. We could never pinpoint where it was coming from. And now that you just showed up, the drumming has stopped. It's terrible, but there's no answers. Pretty creepy. So 3 very strange stories that luckily all of them ended with the person being found again. But it doesn't change the fact that the mystery remains. Where did they go? It's like they left the earth for a couple of days, or in Stephen Kubaki's case, for over a year, and then came back. It was like a glitch in the matrix or something. And so I would love to hear in the comments what you think can possibly explain how these people are disappearing without a trace and then reappearing days, weeks, months, years later, not having any idea how they got there or what had happened to them. How can we possibly reconcile that? And if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, I would ask you to please gently perform a lobotomy on the like button, and then subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of my other 3 to 4 weekly uploads that I do every week that sound an awful lot like the story you just heard. If you want to get in touch with me, you can message me on Instagram. My handle is JohnBallin416. I'm also very active on TikTok, where my handle is Mr. Ballin, so you can follow me over there. I also go live on TikTok Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So you can check me out over there, or on Instagram, or here on YouTube, or any of these places. But wherever you're finding me, I really appreciate your support, and I really have enjoyed making these videos, and I hope you've enjoyed them too. That's going to do it, guys. Until next time, talk to you soon. Last year, I stayed for about 2 weeks in a cabin in a very rural part of Pennsylvania. We were up in the mountains. We were very isolated from everybody else. There were these huge windows on the back side of the house that just looked directly into the forest. At night, when you're looking out that window and it's just totally dark, you feel so uneasy that something could be looking in and you can't see it. And so it's just this awful sense of being watched if I was even near that back room at night. And I think that all comes from this deep-seated fear I have of being isolated in the woods somewhere, being stalked or being watched by something that you can't see. And so anytime I see a story about some cabin in the woods or some potentially paranormal thing has happened around them, it really piques my interest because I can relate to that fear on a primal level. And so today we have, you guessed it, a cabin in the woods stalking story that was featured on Paranormal Witness, which is a show on Sci-Fi Network. It's one of the more popular episodes called The Cabin. and it's one of my all-time favorites. And I
Yo,
hope
hey,
you
what's up, man? How you doing? I'm just
But
going around
before
doing
we get into
stories and
today's
stuff.
story, if you're a fan
I'm
of
actually in a party
strange, dark, and mysterious
with a friend
delivered
of
in
mine.
story format, then you come to the right channel, because that's all I do on this channel, and I upload 3 to 4 times, sometimes even 5 times every week.
Hey, thanks for joining the game, by the way. Appreciate
And
it.
I would encourage you to gently drop kick the like button, and then subscribe to my channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of those weekly 3 to 5 videos that I do every single week. Alright, let's get into today's story.
Oh, I got you. Fuck am I getting shot from?
Keith and Diane grew up in the same town, London, Ohio. It was a very rural, small town.
No.
They were high school sweethearts, and after high school, they would end up getting married. Fast forward 6 years, and Keith and Diane have been married for 6 years. They have a daughter named Raven, who's 4 years old, and Diane has just found this beautiful new home in London, Ohio, so same place they grew up, that was a little more isolated than any other properties they were looking at. It was still within London, Ohio, but it was in the forest, way off the
Did you
beaten path.
kill that gold guy already?
Keith was a hunter, and he loved the forest, and Diane loved the forest too, so they liked the idea of having that privacy, living away from other people. So very quickly they decide to buy the house, and move in, and they kind of settle into their new routine. At this time, Keith was not only working full-time during the day as a welder, but at night he was taking night classes to prepare for this apprenticeship program he was trying to get into. Keith is gone 5 days a week for 12 hours at a stretch, leaving Diane home alone with Raven when she wasn't at school. And Diane was a stay-at-home mom, so she was at this house a lot. So in those first couple of weeks that they had moved into this house, and Diane's getting used to being alone quite a bit, Diane at night would hear what sounded like something she described as scampering. Some animal is moving around outside of the house. And from time to time, she'd poke her head out. She had this big window that sat over her kitchen sink. So whenever she was doing dishes, she'd be looking directly into their forest in their backyard, and she'd poke her head out, and she'd try to get a glimpse of whatever it was. She just assumed it was, a deer or a dog or something like that. It wasn't a cause for concern. It was just something she noticed.
Yo, I know, I seen it. I said, fuck that shit. I'm gonna for the backup. Because, I let it run yesterday for like 10 hours. Nobody joined. I died by trying to heal myself, and I threw a grenade. And I didn't heal, and I died. Fuck. Level 10? Level 9? Level 10? Oh, what the hell happened there? Something said postpone or thumbs up or some shit. What the hell was that? Yo, there's still like so much new shit. I just started playing this yesterday. Yo, you play hardcore, huh? Hey, what level are you? You probably have too much.
Yeah, I gotta
We can play. You can get into my game not just as help, but as like a multiplayer too. I'm not sure how to.
Like I said, I didn't know you could play the basketball.
Yeah, man. I seen the button. I just saw the button. I hit it, and then I seen it's like, who the fuck is in my team? I forgot. I did it like a half an hour ago. I totally forgot. Who the fuck is? And then I figured it's like one of my boys. And then I'm like, who the fuck is this? I love it. I love it. What level are you? Oh, nice. Me too. I'm like level 2. Oh, you're level 5. Nice.
I think I'm 5.
You're 5. You're 5. I can see it. Yeah, I see it.
I got my gears at 5.
Nice. My shit was up to like level 9 yesterday. I got this secret weapon yesterday. It was like it was like a reindeer, like a Rudolph sniper rifle. It was like a level fucking 30, buddy. Yeah, it was level 30. I got it like right away. I killed some dude, came out of nowhere, some gold guy. I fucked his ass up and dropped it.
Yo, I was like level 7 or 8. I killed him. I fucking just.
Is that a sniper rifle?
Yeah, and it's got like a red light on the tip of it.
Oh, I know which one you got. Yeah, okay.
It's called the St. Carol or something. Well, I'm trying to. Is that what it was? I'm on 13th Street, so I lost it when I died yesterday.
Oh, you said that again?
Not died. Yeah, but the problem is you don't know if they're hardcore or softcore because you'll see both.
I don't know how the fuck these guys do it, man.
You know, I've seen guys like 30,000, buddy. 30,000, it's okay.
I mean, when I first played the game and I first started this game, there was no backup call, there was nothing. You couldn't even play defense.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it when I first saw it, and I got it, and I even got the gangs in New York, Warlords in New York, but then they banned my account, so now I'm just piggybacking with this new account. That's why my name is PSN Sucks. Yeah, man, some guy told me to suck a dick, and then he offered me a hug and a kiss. I said the blowjob would be fine, and I got banned.
I heard they're starting to ban people from this game, man.
No, not just the game, bro. They're banning people, their accounts, especially big accounts, because they're starting to change the... remember how we used to buy a game, you owned it, and that was it? You know what I mean? You owned it. So now they want to make it where it's like a monthly service where you're going to have to pay monthly. And then, of course, they're going to jack it so fucking high that you can't afford it. And they're going to say, we understand you can't afford it. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow you to play the game. You can rent out like 5 hours or 10 hours or a character. And 1 death or 3 deaths, just like an arcade, except now it's in your house. How cool is that? Bruh, yeah. And then if you have like 500 or 600 games, now you can turn around and rent time out to people to play on those games. But if you don't have that, then go fuck yourself. You're just going to be adding to it. Look at PS Now, buddy. This is what it's all about, man. I'm a business guy, and that's what I see. Because they don't ban the shit. The one was like, one guy was harassing me, and then he goes, watch what my friend does too. So his buddy messaged me, and I said, what do you guys cuddle each other's balls too? I'm an athlete, you know. And what did they? Yo, permanent ban. I'm like, well, I can't even ask him a fucking question.
Wow.
Yeah, like these guys are harassing me. Well, bro, like if we were in court and the police were presenting it and it were drugs, they would say my account had a street value of at least up to or more than $80,000.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot of these games are like $200, right? And there's over 400 games, and then the time and the skill, the platinums, the this, the you know what I mean? Right? So, but I gotta try to get it back, but they ain't gonna give shit back to anybody. And I tell everybody, don't use your fucking main account anymore. I said, get your main account for your PS Plus, like to access your online, but other than that, don't fucking touch it. Because if you touch it, they're going to ban you. They're going to find a reason to ban you. Yeah, it's money, bro. It's business. Go fuck yourself. You understand why... You understand when I say go fuck you. You know, that's pretty much their entire whatever fucking Fruit Loop bullshit excuse they give you. At the end of the day, the same result is going to be just go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well feel the same fucking way. It's just they're not allowed to say that. Like, yeah, go fuck yourself. What are you going to do about it? Cry? Who gives a fuck about you? You're a fucking gamer, bro. You little fucking crackhead. You're going to turn around and you're going to spend the fucking money anyway. And if you're going to cry about us, you just go to Microsoft and little bitch-ass little crackheads will come down so we don't give a fuck. What are you going to do? Go tell your mom. Clean your fucking room, you punk. Right? Go make your fucking bed. That shit, me talking like that gets me banned. I'm like, why? I'm just fucking deciphering it for the layman's to understand. It's like, if you want to talk about like the terminology of workers of the working class, the terminology is urinal. And they're like, what do you mean? Okay, well, I can't call you urinal to your face because you're going to get offended. So I'll call you a piss on. Oh, well, if you're a manager, you know, I'll call them a piss on. But if you're actually around, that's going to be offensive. So now I got to call you a peon. You know that term, right? Peon?
Yeah.
This is a urinal, bro. We just piss on you. Listen, are you a civilian who got blown up during war? Listen, you're just a casual Thai. Relax. It's not that big of a fucking deal, buddy. Tell me it's not true. Oh, sorry. We pronounce it differently? Yeah. I don't call it rape either. I call it surprise sex, so don't give me any time, buddy. Relax. Right? Surprise sex. As long as you yell surprise, it's okay. I think. I could be wrong. This game, how is this game not banned, bro?
Heads up, they're gonna come out from the right, from the left on that.
Yo, listen. If we turned around and we were talking this shit, right, on fucking social media, you would get banned like Andrew Tate. Oh shit, behind me. Got him, he's down. I'm trying to hit the headshots. I'm trying to smack the headers.
You ready? Heads up. I'm gonna touch this thing.
That's what I'm gonna say to a girl next time I'm gonna touch her clit. Yo, hey, heads up, you ready? I'm gonna touch this thing. I don't know, man. I think women are too expensive to touch these days. I'm starting to understand the whole fucking thing of prostitution, buddy. It removes the police, it removes the social media, it removes the potential... You know, sexual harassment and flirting is like insanity and genius. Such a fucking fine line. It's whether you complete the job or not. Listen, you can sexual harass a girl all you want. As long as you give her an orgasm, you're good. But if you never give her an orgasm, then, yo, bro, you're going to jail. Tell me it ain't true. Tell me it ain't fucking true. Yo, I mean, I look at life such a crazy way, huh? Like... But tell me it doesn't make it black and white for people, you know? Like, you know it. It's just... But people are like, you're fucking crazy. I'm like, so what? At least I'm not fucking... Yeah, like, do you hear 50 Cent? Can't you read between the lines? You illiterate, sucker? You can't read between the lines? Now I know I'm here for a real reason. Because he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Explosive resistance.
I got some water around this motherfucker I gotta pick up. A couple other things. Yo, the proximity chat in this isn't really proximity, yo. It's not so good.
Yeah.
Yo, so check this. I got the auto climb, right?
Yeah.
And then I also put my R3. Guess what my R3 does?
What is it?
Look, I'm gonna click it. Watch me. Boop. That's my R3, bro.
Oh, you can do that.
My R3. And then, like, if I need to climb, I just tap X or L3. L3 will run me up too. So I literally don't have to take my fingers off the sticks or my trigger. Ever.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's just... No. I went to accessibility and I changed my buttons. I put custom buttons on. I do that for every game, bro. I do that for every fucking game. Once I learned how to do that, every game now. Typically, I put my R3 to square, square to circle, and circle to R3. So my crouch and stuff is on my R3. So if I have to get the cover and shit, it's right there. Somebody try to shoot me in the head, I crouch. It's good, you know?
Yeah. Man, I hate to say this, man, but
You gotta go?
I gotta take care of some things, man. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
But
Well, add me.
Well, another 20 minutes, man. I gotta go to the store and get me some cigarettes.
Yo, I gotta take my furry friend here to drain his main vein anyway, so I'm gonna be gone probably for like an hour or two. Yo, right away he knows what I'm talking about. He just comes out of nowhere. I'm trying to be secretive and coded. She's like, shut the fuck up and stop trying to insult me with your ignorance. Yo, so my dog is smarter than me, I swear. Where's my... So add me if you like, yeah. And then we can relink. This call for help, man, this is straight out of Dark Souls. Yeah, sounds good to me. It's always better to play not by yourself. I gotta make it. Yo, do you play Wildlands? Alright, that's done. An agent has disconnected.